Close your eyes and picture a year that rocked our planet, a year that refused to be just another tick on the calendar, a year that will forever echo in the annals of history, not for its achievements but for its trials. The year is 2023. As we journeyed through this unforgettable year, we held our breath, faced our fears, and braced ourselves against an onslaught of challenges that defied comprehension. The world was swept by a tempest of disasters spreading across continents, uprooting lives, and leaving a path of desolation. With an intensity that outstripped records, wildfires consumed vast landscapes, floods erased existences, and hurricanes howled with a might that left us staggered. This was not just a year, but a testament to our survival, our resilience, and to the inextinguishable spirit of humanity. Welcome to the story of 2023. The year that shaped, shattered, and shocked us in ways we never imagined. The Americas were not spared from the onslaught of disasters in 2023. The year 2023 was marked by a series of devastating disasters that swept across the Americas, illustrating the profound impact of climate change and human activity on our world. The disasters range from catastrophic environmental events to man-made tragedies, each leaving a unique imprint on the affected communities. In North America, the year was characterized by unusually intense weather events. Harsh winter storms pummeled the northern states, while scorching heat waves set records in the south. In the Midwest, tornadoes ripped through towns, leaving trails of destruction in their wake. Meanwhile, the West Coast continued to grapple with wildfires, an annual menace fueled by drought and high temperatures. But it wasn't just the United States that faced the brunt of Mother Nature's wrath. Our neighbors to the north, Canada, also endured a year of extreme weather. From destructive wildfires in British Columbia to record-breaking heat waves in its western provinces. Moving southward, Latin America too bore witness to the harsh realities of climate change. Brazil, for instance, saw its largest mining company, Vale SA, shift its focus to environmental and climate issues following two deadly dam disasters. The tragedies were a wake-up call, prompting the company to invest billions in reducing emissions and developing greener alternatives. Yet, amid the devastation, there were stories of resilience that warmed the heart. Communities came together to rebuild, demonstrating an admirable spirit of cooperation and resilience. Governments, corporations, and individuals alike stepped up, investing in recovery efforts and long-term strategies to mitigate the impact of future disasters. In Mexico, for example, local communities worked tirelessly to rebuild after a series of earthquakes, while in the Caribbean, island nations banded together to restore infrastructure and services following destructive hurricanes. The year 2023 was a stark reminder of our vulnerability to the forces of nature and the consequences of our actions. But it was also a testament to the indomitable spirit of the human race, to our capacity to endure, adapt, and rise above even the most challenging circumstances. Despite the devastating impact of these disasters, the spirit of resilience in the Americas remained unbroken. Across the Atlantic, Europe too faced its share of calamities. The year 2023 was not kind to this continent, as it too bore the brunt of nature's wrath and economic upheaval. Let's start with the stormy weather that swept across the region. Unprecedented rainfall caused rivers to burst their banks, leading to widespread flooding. Historic cities found themselves underwater, their architectural gems at risk of irreversible damage. Yet, amid the devastation, there was an outpouring of support. Neighbors helped neighbors, communities rallied together, proving that even in the face of such adversity, the human spirit could not be dampened. Then, there was the heat wave that swept across the continent. The scorching temperatures broke records, causing widespread discomfort and health issues. In the Mediterranean countries, wildfires raged, turning verdant landscapes into barren wastelands. The smoke from these fires darkened skies and choked lungs, adding to the misery of those affected. The economic landscape was equally turbulent. The International Monetary Fund downgraded its forecast for European growth due to the looming threat of recession and financial instability. The fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic, geopolitical tensions, and the disastrous weather events all contributed to this grim outlook. Yet it wasn't all doom and gloom. In the face of these trials, Europe showed its mettle. Communities came together to rebuild and recover. Governments implemented strategies to bolster their economies and protect the most vulnerable. There was a renewed emphasis on sustainability and climate resilience, with many countries pledging to reduce their carbon emissions and invest in green technologies. one cannot forget the role played by the European Union in coordinating relief efforts and providing financial aid to the worst-hit regions. This collective action was a testament to the strength of the EU and its commitment to stand by its member states in times of crisis. And so, despite the turmoil, Europe remained steadfast. The challenges of 2023 were met with determination and a collective resolve to build back better. Through adversity, Europe demonstrated the power of unity and resilience. Africa, a continent with a rich history and diverse cultures, faced a series of disasters that left an indelible mark. A land known for its vibrant wildlife and breathtaking landscapes was not spared the onslaught of nature's fury, nor the man-made catastrophes that punctuated the year 2023. One of the most significant disasters to rock the African continent was a severe drought, which left millions grappling with food shortages and water scarcity. As if the parched earth wasn't enough, locust swarms descended upon East Africa, devastating crops and worsening an already dire food security situation. The resilience of the African people, however, was not to be underestimated. Communities banded together, sharing resources and supporting one another through these testing times. In West Africa, heavy rainfall led to catastrophic flooding, displacing thousands from their homes. The floodwaters wreaked havoc, washing away livelihoods and leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. But amid the chaos, stories of hope emerged. Neighbors helping neighbors, strangers lending a hand. The spirit of Ubuntu, a belief in a universal bond of sharing that connects all humanity, was truly embodied in these moments. Then, there were the man-made disasters. Civil unrest and armed conflicts continued to plague parts of the continent, leading to displacement and loss of life. These conflicts, fueled by political instability and resource disputes, left deep scars on the African landscape. Yet, even in the midst of such turmoil, the people of Africa remained steadfast, their indomitable spirit shining as a beacon of resilience. In response to these disasters, aid flowed in from around the globe. International organizations, governments, and individuals contributed to relief efforts, providing food, water, medical aid, and shelter to those affected. Africa's own nations also stepped up, showcasing unity and solidarity in the face of adversity. But the real heroes were the everyday people on the ground. The mothers and fathers, the community leaders, the volunteers who worked tirelessly to rebuild their lives and their communities. Their stories are a testament to the strength and resilience of the human spirit. In the face of adversity, Africa's strength and spirit shone through. The trials of 2023 were many, but they served to highlight the resilience and determination of a continent that refuses to be defined by disaster. As we move forward, let these stories of hope and resilience inspire us to come together, to lend a hand, and to work towards a future where disasters are less devastating and recovery is swift. Because, as the African proverb goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Asia, the world's most populous continent, was not immune to the global wave of disasters. This year, the continent witnessed a series of calamities that tested the resilience of its people and the strength of its communities. From devastating floods to crippling economic downturns, Asia bore the brunt of nature's fury and the impact of global instability. In the face of these challenges, one country stood out with its robust response and unwavering commitment to recovery: India. With its vast resources and deep sense of community, India played a pivotal role in not only navigating its own crises, but also assisting its neighbors in their times of need. Let's take a closer look at some of the major disasters that hit Asia. The region grappled with severe flooding that inundated towns and cities, causing widespread destruction. These floods left a trail of devastation, uprooting lives and livelihoods and setting back years of development work. In the aftermath, however, the resilience of the people shone through. They rallied together, rebuilding their communities brick by brick and restoring hope amidst the ruins. The economic downturn triggered by global recessions and climate disasters was another major challenge. Economies across Asia felt the tremors of this global shift, with growth forecasts taking a hit. Yet, even in the face of such adversity, Asia demonstrated its tenacity. Countries implemented innovative fiscal measures, sought to stimulate their economies, and worked tirelessly to mitigate the impact on their citizens. Throughout these trials, India emerged as a beacon of resilience and recovery. When floods ravaged parts of the continent, India was swift in its response, sending aid and deploying teams for rescue and relief operations. As the economic downturn threatened to push millions into poverty, India took bold steps, implementing policies to protect its most vulnerable citizens and stimulate economic recovery. Moreover, India's commitment extended beyond its borders. Recognizing the interconnectedness of our world, India stepped up its support for its neighboring countries, helping them navigate their own crises. Whether it was sharing resources, providing financial aid, or supporting reconstruction efforts, India's actions exemplified its commitment to regional solidarity and global cooperation. In the midst of crisis, Asia, and particularly India, showed the world what it means to rise from the ashes. Despite the hardships, the continent proved its mettle, showcasing the power of resilience, the strength of community, and the indomitable spirit of its people. And at the heart of this recovery, India stood tall, its actions a testament to its unwavering resolve and enduring spirit of humanity. Down under, Australia and the islands of Oceania were hit hard by a series of disasters. This region, known for its diverse wildlife and vibrant cultures, found itself grappling with the forces of nature in 2023. Australia in particular faced a year of relentless challenges. The land down under was besieged by 4 significant bouts of flooding, a ruthless test of its people's resilience. New South Wales bore the brunt of these deluges, with the flooding in February and March ranking as the 4th most costly global disaster of the year. The economic cost of these natural disasters reached a staggering $5 billion Australian dollars, a figure that does not even account for the damage to infrastructure and other assets. But the impact of these disasters was more than just monetary. The floods caused delays in mining and construction, sectors critical to the Australian economy. They also led to widespread crop destruction, pushing up the price of fresh food and contributing to inflation. The ripple effects of these disasters were felt far and wide, impacting everyday Australians' lives and livelihoods. Meanwhile, the islands of Oceania had their share of hardship. Cyclones, earthquakes, and tsunamis frequently threaten this region, and 2023 was no different. These disasters, often exacerbated by climate change, pose significant challenges to the small island nations of Oceania. They disrupt communities, strain resources, and threaten the very existence of some low-lying islands. Yet, in the face of these adversities, the people of Australia and Oceania showed remarkable resilience. They banded together, helping each other through the toughest of times. Communities were rebuilt, crops were replanted, and life, in its own way, carried on. The governments, too, played their part. In Australia, for instance, the focus shifted from subsidizing insurance for those in disaster-prone areas to mitigating future disasters. This resilience, this unwavering spirit is what defines Australia and Oceania. It's in their DNA, woven into the fabric of their societies. Disasters may come and go, but the strength of the people remains. They face adversity head-on, never backing down, always ready to pick up the pieces and rebuild. Despite the odds, Australia and Oceania proved that resilience is a core part of their identity. And that's a lesson we can all take to heart. No matter what we face, we have the power to rise again, stronger and more resilient than before. In the face of such daunting challenges, the world showed an inspiring level of resilience. As we navigated the tumultuous waters of the year, one nation stood out in its efforts to bring about stability: India. With a deep commitment to global unity and recovery, India played a significant role in neutralizing the effects of the disasters. Its contributions were not just in terms of financial aid, but also in providing manpower, resources, and innovative solutions to some of the most pressing problems. It was as if the spirit of India, its inherent resilience, and its indomitable will to rise above adversity, were infused into the global efforts to rebuild and recover. But this resilience was not unique to India. It was seen in every corner of the globe, in every individual who stood up to help a neighbor, in every community that came together to rebuild. It is a testament to the power of the human spirit and our collective ability to adapt and overcome. Yet, it's crucial to remember that resilience is not just about responding to disasters, but also about being prepared for them. It's about strengthening our infrastructures, developing sustainable practices, and educating ourselves about the potential risks and necessary precautions. It's about ensuring that when the next disaster strikes, and it will, we are ready to face it head-on. And this is where you come in. Your actions, your support, and your dedication can make a world of difference. Whether it's by educating yourself and others about disaster preparedness, contributing to relief efforts, or advocating for sustainable practices, you too can play a part in building a resilient world. Remember, every one of us can make a difference. Educate yourself about disaster preparedness. Contribute to disaster relief efforts. Together, we can build a resilient world.